Hello. Hello again, everybody. I'm recording this video on August 31st. You can see I'm moving out from my room here in Greater Boston, getting ready for the transition time into the new school year, a time of change, a time of seasonal transition. And so I thought it'd be a good time to make a little video. So meditation and change. The meditation can be a great tool as the change happens, staying present. Everything changes and nothing changes. Everything around us and the world changes. But does the perceiver of the events of the world change? I don't know. But many people have discussed the witness, the perceiver, the I am presence of the witness. Ah. I can hear the neighbors talking outside. Ooh, some sharp notes there. I think of the autumn transition as having a bit of a sharpness to it. The progressions of the summer not frozen, not in any way stuck, but sometimes it seems the inertia of one thing carries into another. Summer into fall. They seem almost like opposites. But anyway, we'll just do a little meditation. Feel free to follow along. So I'm just sitting crisscross. I have my bench. Wherever I go to a new place, I build a bench. If sitting cross-legged isn't comfortable for you, the bench can be wonderful. You see, I just place it over the ankles. I usually build mine so that I can just swipe my fingers above my calf. And then just taking a comfortable seat. Although I was sitting on the floor rather, because I have my phone resting on the charger, so we can see each other better. So I'll switch back to that. But the bench is wonderful. And so one thing I always do is always scoot my butt back. And so feeling rooted through my seat and feeling like my legs can be, we'll call them passive participants. No big flexing in the knee or anything, no strain in the joints. But I do feel some activation in the front by the hip flexors, helping to hold me up. And then I like to lift my heart, lift my chest up, and then let it relax. But it gives a good imprint for the posture. And so sitting comfortably, closing eyes, and just starting off, I was going to say, like when you stand in the shower and turn the water on so that it hits you as it first falls. Starting off, just bringing the focus inwards and noticing what inertia, noticing what is kind of carried into the present moment. And just taking a moment to acknowledge whatever thoughts and feelings are happening. But while breathing, just mentally acknowledging that those are thoughts and feelings, and that you could argue they're a part of me, but they are impermanent and transitory, if that's the right word. They kind of pop up, whoop, and then they're gone. And so with the meditation, we become both more aware of those passing phenomenon, the thoughts and feelings. Even if you have the thought or the feeling every day, it still comes and goes. So good to be aware of it, but also to be able to step back. So noticing the things that are happening, what feels like automatically. For instance, right now, I just had a big breakfast burrito. It's about noon. I taught a class this morning and then got some food. So from the digestion, I feel kind of like a rush. But I also stayed up late last night, so I feel a little bit of kind of a heaviness in my head. It's a little bit warm in my room, so my skin, I can feel kind of heat. The very border of my body, my fingertips feel extra warm, kind of like they're glowing. I feel kind of a tightness in my chest and in my abdomen. From relaxing my eyes, I feel the weight of the eyes hanging in the socket. On and on and on. And so many things are happening. But at the same time, and you'll have to forgive my smile because it's nice to remember it. But at the same time as noticing all those things, there's also a sense of beingness. You could use a billion different words to describe it, and none of those would be the correct word. It's kind of like looking in a mirror. It's like you notice all these things, and then there's, we'll call it a sense of awareness about yourself. If you, maybe we'll use a verb, a gerund, we'll call it living, aliveness. But it's extremely nuanced. It's like if the whole experience was a song, all the distractions would be loud parts, and this quietness, this awareness, it's like such a quiet, gentle note. And I think right now I'm just gonna dive in. And so things are actually pretty quiet inside today, inside my head. So when I said that I was going to jump in, I immediately felt, and when I did put my attention to that place, I immediately felt a release. I'm laughing because it's hard to describe. A spaciousness in the head, a sense of ease in the body, a sense of peace in the mind, like not worrying about people close by or today's move out day. School starting on Tuesday for me personally. These things I'm describing are like effects, of putting the attention on that quality, that presence, the stillness, the awareness that I am the watcher, the witness, you without X, Y, or Z. So now I'm trying to narrate, but I'm already kind of leaning in that direction. I think I'll just catch up with you in a little bit. And so thoughts naturally come up. It's like I'll be in a quiet place, and then the thought kind of starts to form, and then it's happening. And so, after a few seconds, you go, you realize that you're thinking, because they kind of sneak in. And so you can tell the thought to go away. I have kind of like a muscle memory from meditating for a long time. When I notice a thought, I'll just kind of let it, it's like I drop the energy that's sustaining the thought. And that place in between thoughts is a wonderful place to practice. So if you are following along, and now I've interrupted us with my talking, when we jump back in, allow thoughts to happen, but when it goes away, and the space in between thoughts might only be for 1/10 of a second, you get a little break, like coming up for air in between waves, falling off a surfboard. But if you practice, that place gets wider and more resilient, and you can just jump in. Hello. All right, I'll play you a song and then we're off. I love that, the post-meditative, see, it was so short. Just jumping on in. All right, here we go. it. Hit you with the Tingschla. Ooh. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Hope you meditate and enjoy the process of being alive.